On December 21st, 1891, basketball was discovered in Springfield, Massachusetts, by Canadian physical education instructor James Naismith. He invented the game with a football, or what the Americans call a soccer ball, and two pitch baskets. And in 1946, the American National Basketball Association was then established, and thus basketball became an integral part of the American culture. And as globalization continues, the game soared in Africa. In 2021, the Basketball Africa League was established to help grow the game in Africa. And we see countries like Nigeria, South Sudan, Cameroon producing exceptional talents. In the 1950s and 60s, basketball was introduced in Ghana, and Ghana joined the International Federation of Basketball Association in 1968. Now let's come to Volta region. The game has been in Volta region as long as it has been in Ghana, yet basketball is struggling to find its footing here in the Volta region. So, what prevents this exciting game from gaining popularity in the Volta region, especially in the whole township? What are the untold stories? We will be talking to some stakeholders, some players, as well as fans about the unpopularity of the game in whole.
Basketball in whole Ghana has a rich history of achievements, from winning regional tournaments to producing talented players. The sport has come a long way.
Well, basketball, I think, has risen to become the second most popular sport in Ghana, even across the regions.
Yeah.
But we think that we don't have the facilities across Ghana. Look, if you come to Ho, we can count basketball courts.
Yeah.
So I think that the facilities, one, shove off a lot of interest from players. Basketball at age 6, the FIFA regulations say that at age 6 you can start learning basketball.
Okay.
So those who are closer to the facilities are able to have the opportunity to learn the game quite earlier. Apart from that, if you get to secondary school before, maybe your interest will come. And before we would make you a complete big player, you have completed 3 years. So it's actually shrinking the interest.
The national president of Ghana Basketball Association also highlights the country's participation in international competitions, showcasing the talents and dedication of Ghanaian players.
Okay, so the good news is that this year, it's not the first time, it's the second time Ghana has participated in the BAL, Road to BAL, and Spring Test Night. They were the champions in Greater Accra. They represented Ghana. So Ghana, they went on for 2 different tournaments. So Ghana is already there.
Okay.
Yes, we are already there.
Okay. So let's talk of Basketball National League. What are your plans for establishing the National Basketball League here in Ghana?
We were discussing, we've been discussing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And last 2 years, we were very high discussing these issues and trying to see how best we can organize it. For now, what we are looking at is to work at the club level, for the various constituents. So we are looking at the National Club Championship to start with, because it takes a lot to organize a national league.
Yes.
So at least when we start the National Club Championship, from there we'll be expanding it to a fully blown national league. We will get there, but we are getting, because just for the past few years we had to restart the Volta League. They are restarting the Ashanti League. We've restarted Volta, Ashanti, and Western.
Okay.
The northern regions are also trying to start something, and of course Greater Accra is getting bigger and bigger. So we will get there. We have to take it step by step.
Okay.
Some of us will say, it's taking too long. But we'll get there.
Because basketball has been in Ghana since 1960s.
Yes.
And you joined the federation, the International Federation, in 1968.
Yes.
And we do not have a national basketball league. So, you must be a little bit concerned that we do not have a national league. Does it bother you?
We don't sleep. when it comes to this issue, don't see. But you see, it also takes time because, for example, we are also grooming or we are training officiating officials, the coaches. You know, without these things, you can't really go to a national league when you don't have what I have.
The basics.
The basics, the officiating officials, the players themselves, understanding the game. So we came from history. We slept a bit. We woke up. We sleep. But this time we are waking up and we are going. We are getting there. And sometimes we need to get some of these things in place. And once they are in place, and it doesn't come easily. It doesn't. It's not that easy because, say, for example, you want to train your referees to the FIBA level. It's not that. For the past 3-4 years, we've never even had the opportunity to go for that training. And if it's supposed to come this year, or maybe this year is gone, so next year we are only going to train 15.
Okay.
And if you need
15 officials.
15.
Okay.
Will be allowed to participate.
Okay.
Now, if we are lucky and we get all the 15, we are looking at the national league. You know the number of referees that we need.
Yes.
And to play the national league, also we need to get FIBA certified coaches. How many do we have now? About 5. So
Ghana has only 5 FIBA accredited coaches.
Yes, because it's not like we are ready, come and do it for us. They are seasonal. So when you don't get to train within that season, it passes, it takes another season to come, and when it comes, then they give you the opportunity to train. So it's not as easy as, for example, oh, I want to train my coaches. I'm telling you, if the opportunity is given now, we can train about 100 referees, 100 coaches. But the opportunities are not there at that level. So it takes time for us to build, and we want to build and build very well. We have made all the arrangements. We are talking to FIBA, they are responding. But it's a system that runs, and we cannot really rush the system. We cannot ransack the system. We have to allow the system to work. We are having or making all arrangements to get other sources of training. But there are trainings and there are standards, there are certifications. So we have to go through all those processes.
One of the coaches we spoke to proudly shared stories of players from who have excelled and are now playing in the US, a testament to the region's basketball prowess.
Aplak PNS is in the US now.
Playing basketball.
Okay. He's even graduating to the NBA now.
Okay. And he played in Volta region.
Yeah, he played in Volta. He played the regional team.
Okay.
He played in the Unity games. Then he played. He started with Ketasco. I discovered him at Ketasco when he went for inter-schools. So I saw him and I said, no, this guy, I will not let him down. So I asked permission from the PE master. So every weekend I go to Keta, Friday, Saturday, to help him.
Wow, to train him?
Yes, I go to Keta, Friday, Saturdays, and then Sundays after church, then I come back.
Oh, okay.
That's voluntary work. I go there. Sometimes the PE master supports me with funds to take transport. So that's how we developed the boy to the regional level, to the national level, and then he got the scholarship to US.
To US.
So he's now in the US in a high school or something like that. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's very nice.
And then about 3 of them too are there. And then most of them are in Ghana. More there are many. Sedem Petevi is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. He even played the league for Keta. Like he stays in Accra. He works in Accra. At the weekends he comes to Keta to help the Keta team. Also to play in the Volta league.
Okay.
So I have many of them.
You have been here for a very long time. What has been the government's contribution to the development of basketball in Ho?
So that one is very low. The government intervention is very, very down. They don't even come in. Apart from schools and colleges games, that is the schools, the government sponsor them for the games. The government doesn't sponsor any basketball game in the region.
So how do you get funding for your league and other events?
It's individuals that help us. So the first league, the first season that we played, second season was sponsored by the doctor and his friend.
Which doctor?
The chairman.
The chairman?
Yes.
The chairman of the basketball association. For who?
Yes, for Volta region.
For Volta region.
Yes, he sponsored the first season and the second season with his friends. So this third season was sponsored by GCB and Voba.
Okay.
So it's this third season that GCB came in to assist us.
Okay. So what are your future plans for the league and then other events to discover talents all over Volta region and in Ho as well? What is the future plan for that?
Our plan for from next year going is development of the youth, basic U13.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's in our program for next year. So Chama has gone talk to some people. They agreed to help us develop the young ones.
Okay.
So we'll start maybe from January or February next year. The basic will start. Some of our friends have started already. I told you, Kokwe, Abo, Pando, they've started with the U13. So next year we will assist them with balls, and then we'll be monitoring the movement of the development.
Okay. So in all these years, what is the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is the infrastructure. We don't have the courts.
Yeah, like you said first.
Yes, we don't have the playing courts.
And that's it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because if the courts are around, you see the children going. Just like the way they have football fields around. You see, like this one. He's playing. Yeah, come and play here. But basketball without the court,
you can't play
because the ball cannot react on the background like that. So the dribbling becomes difficult. Though we have this thing that we do, we call it global to specific. I can use the football field to start training them.
Okay.
But that one, after training from the global to specific, if you don't have the specific, which is the court, you can't go on because they need to know the dribbling more because the grass cannot help them dribble. So we need more courts in the region.
Despite these achievements, basketball in whole Ghana faces numerous challenges. The lack of infrastructure, limited resources, and inadequate funding hinder the growth of the sports. Coaches and players struggle to access quality training facilities, equipment, and medical care. The journalist we spoke to emphasizes the need for more investment in the sports.
Through the basic schools games, it is obvious that the school games is the platform that will have a lot of the young talents to play because they can't play professional. They may not have time to leave their boarding houses to come and play the basketball league. But when we have the inter colleges or the unity game, that is where each school will present the best of their basketball players, and that is where we can have them drafted into maybe the national teams, or some of these clubs will also find some of them worthy of joining their club. So grassroots definitely must start from the schools. That is where we'll have a lot of them who are in school to also be able to play. When they vacate, they come home. Some of them can join some of these clubs and also play as if they are able to meet into the requirement. But I think that school games will be the best place that will get them gathered. And from there, maybe some few national teams will also pick them up. I think we have to put this at the doorstep of the administrators or the handlers of the association. The football people have put in a lot of effort. Before the Division 2 Middle League is played, the Division 3 Middle League is played, a lot of work goes in for publicity. So you find out that there are a lot of publicity when it comes to that product. This one, we can't say same. You see, consciously, the association will have to bring on board media people who will really propagate the agenda, because the FA, which is the football association, does the same thing. Before they get into the money zone or the ultimate side, they get the media people to come really on board to make sure that they popularize the tournament, and that is the numbers you see here. Unfortunately, we can't say same for the basketball association. It has to be a conscious effort from the association to make sure that they are putting in a lot of energy and a lot of resources into getting media personalities to talk about it. It is just about getting people to know that the tournament, the playoffs was going to be played, and then getting it being excited. I've seen they tried this time around, they brought Bobo, but until the media or people really get to hear it, they won't know that there's any, tournament going on.
So you put the blame on the association.
Yes, and then the media, a little bit, because the media must also be interested. It can't always be football.
Yeah.
The sports media must also make sure that we are giving at least about 20-30% of the energy that we give in popularizing football to the other competitions as well. But the association themselves must make the effort. Then the media, I'm sure, will follow.
Players also shared their personal struggles, including injuries and lack of seating for fans, making it difficult to attract and retain supporters.
The challenges, I would say, it's a lot. Getting up early mornings and all that is hard. It's hard for me sometimes, but I just keep my head in the game and try to push forward. Like the world doesn't end. Just sleeping in around, you understand? So you just have to push yourself.
Why do you think that basketball is not so popular in Hope?
It's because we don't have exposure. We are not exposed to the game because a lot. It's like
who are not exposed to the game? Is it the players or the natives of Hope?
It's because we don't have any organized league that will bring the players together.
Yeah.
That will make the this in basketball known in Hope. It's just because we don't have the recognition. Like we don't have the league. Like just with this league we are playing right now, I think it's just something for us to build on.
My biggest challenge so far, first it used to be shooting of the basketball. Basketball comes with a lot of roles. Some people are good, everybody is good for something. I'm good with layups, with the driving of the ball and all that. And shooting has been something I've been working on for so long. It's just like days you have lucky days, and then some days it's just unlucky. So sometimes I shoot, but I'm not a good shooter. Rating myself, I could be like 30% shooter, which I want to get to like 60-70%. But that would be something to add to my bag or my package that will help me. So shooting has been one of the challenges I had to face, and not having the support.
Is it a challenge for you as a player that people don't come to support you when you're playing?
It's a challenge,
Yeah.
because in a way you are training every single day to be a better player, but who is watching you? No one. When you come here and then there is a football match, when you see the spectators, like even you, the player on the pitch, you would want to impress. You would want to play to your fullest potential, because there are people watching you. There are people who love what you are doing. So it's like when you come here, we have just like 2-3 benches, and some are not even good. Where would the people sit? I cannot come and then stand for about 3-4 hours because I want to watch somebody play. No, we infrastructure. When you check the whole town, I think we have like 6 basketball courts, but this is the better one. This is the stadium has the better court, and I think it will be more better if people come ask us what we really want, develop the court, develop the players. We need benches, we need lighting system, we need a lot of things like the scoreboard and all that. Even our board, our backboard. I think it will be better if we change it from the wood to the fiberglass. It will help us a lot. We cannot do it alone. Sundays like this, when we come here to play, we normally pay this Sunday dues, 5 cities each. And these are the things that we used to,
And what is it used for? That money, what is it used for?
Yeah, we use it to buy whistles, sometimes balls, and even the rims that are hanging up there. We contributed and then bought it ourselves.
Oh, the players.
Yeah.
You yourself contributed to buy those things.
The rim, ourselves.
Okay, so in terms of support, what support does the association gives you?
I mean, once in a while they come around. I mean, they give us balls. I think there was this time we played against a team called After Seven,
Okay.
and then when they came, they gave us basketball.
Okay.
I think it was like 12,
Wow.
but it wasn't for just the Harlem team, the whole
Okay.
team.
Yeah.
It was to be shared among the teams in Volta region,
Wow.
which was a good thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think more of that because we know there are people who can help,
Okay.
but they are holding back.
Yeah.
So if they can hear me out there, I mean yeah, there are a lot of things they can do to help. So we would want them to come to our aid because I mean we it's not like we are reluctant. We are trying to do things ourselves. We are contributing money. Weeding of this place, spraying and all that. It is the money that we contribute on Sundays. Those
As
are
a
what
team.
those are what we use. We pay our coaches, you know, multi-talented. He does a lot of things. So we just give him money, he gets what he needs to get, and then help us with the weeding and all that. So we need a lot.
One of the biggest challenges facing basketball in whole Ghana is its relative unpopularity compared to other sports like football. The national president of Ghana Basketball Association notes that basketball is often overlooked in favor of more established sports.
We need basketball courts in the communities.
Yeah.
And it's only when the basketball courts in the communities that we can go back and talk about development. You remember the first
the grassroots development.
If you go elsewhere, the courts are in the communities. The kids get up and they are playing basketball, but that's the challenge we have here. So we are focusing on getting these courts in the communities. And now we are not even looking too much or only or solely about the full courts. Any corner in the community that we can build a half court, we'll do that because 3x3 has also come of age and it's now an international sport. So our focus is to organize more 3x3 tournaments in every small corner because then that develops the interest. When the interest is there, a lot of people, everybody is talking about basketball, then governments pays attention. Then investors pay attention. Then partners pay attention. Then everybody will build one small court in one corner. Mind you, we cannot go to government and rely on government solely because government is looking at handball, volleyball, basketball, arm wrestling, athletics. So if you want to wait for government, it's going to take us years.
The vice chairman of the Basketball Association in Ho adds that this lack of attention translates to limited sponsorship and support for the sports.
We have a consortium, Swiss Sports has a consortium where they organize basketball, and we've gone from individuals to corporate bodies to seek for funding for basketball to grow in this region. I mean, the executive for basketball in Volta region, and then the National Sports Authority Volta region are also trying to push so that basketball grows. However, lack of interest from the populace, and then interest to put money or funding. The challenge is that people don't know what they will get if they push their funding or support to basketball. And I've been asking myself, what can we give back to them so that when they give us something, let's say water, we're able to also promote their businesses to also grow. So I want us to all think aloud. How do we grow this support so that the one who is supporting you can get a backing so that he can continue to support? That is a task that we, the organizers of basketball, or we, those who are in the ecosystem of basketball, actually have to put on ourselves and then try to prosecute. Without that, people will fold their arms and watch us, and basketball will not grow in Volta region.
Okay, so as a vice chairman of the association in Volta region, how do you account for infrastructure for basketball in Ho?
Well, infrastructure, we cannot account because infrastructure has become either public owned or state owned. We don't have any infrastructure to our name. Yes, this court you see here is partly owned by National Sports Authority and partly owned by whole Harlem Basketball Club. In fact, they built everything, they contributed everything and built it up. But it's just like sitting on the Ghana government land.
Yeah,
so
I spoke with some of the players and they said that.
We as an association don't even have a gym. I mean, we call this a gym. We don't even have a gym to ourselves. So that is the challenge we are having. So recently I was advocating on radio that if chiefs, elders, assemblymen, opinion leaders can give us lands in their various localities, I think we can seek sponsorship from rights corporate bodies to come and build basketball gyms so that the kids will start learning basketball. It is better to start basketball when you are 6 than when you are 17, when you are 18, or when you are 19. When you are finishing secondary school, that's not the best time for you to learn basketball, because after that you are either chasing money or you want to build your career and so on and so forth. So it's actually a challenge that we don't have facilities to ourselves. As a vice chair, like I said, I'm advocating that landowners give us parcels of land which can build just a basketball court for their community, so that the citizens or the children in the community will take interest. Because without the gym, there will be no interest. We are also, as an association, building referees, building coaches who are ready to train the kids. So, and Ghana Basketball Association is supporting Volta Basketball Association with some facilities like balls and stuff like that, which they are not enough though. But once we have the facilities like the gym, the balls, and we whip up the interest, I think that basketball will continue to grow and even possible challenge football or any other sport that we have in Ghana.
So now, how can basketball overcome its unpopularity in whole Ghana? According to a journalist, by inviting the media to games and events, the Basketball Association can generate buzz and attract more fans.
The football people have put in a lot of effort. Before the Division 2 Middle League is played, the Division 3 Middle League is played, a lot of work goes in for publicity. So you find out that there are a lot of publicity when it comes to that product. This one, we can't say same. You see, consciously, the association will have to bring on board media people who will really propagate the agenda, because the FA, which is the football association, does the same thing. Before they get into the money zone or the ultimate side, they get the media people to come really on board to make sure that they popularize the tournament, and that is the numbers you see here. Unfortunately, we can't say same for the basketball association. It has to be a conscious effort from the association to make sure that they are putting in a lot of energy and a lot of resources into getting media personalities to talk about it. It is just about getting people to know that the tournament, the playoffs was going to be played.
One of the coaches also suggested building a community court closer to the heart of the community to make the sports more accessible and appealing to locals.
The problem you have in Ho is about the court. The court is situated at the whole sports stadium. That's why it makes it difficult for people to come to the stadium to come and play.
So where should it be?
So if we were to have a community court built by the assembly or the coordinating council around the center, the city of the whole, that will be easier for people to get to the court. But the children around this area only come here. What of those who are barracks, depot? They can't take taxi or whatever it is to the stadium. So we need a community court that can help other children who are far away from the stadium. That will help to develop the game.
Despite these challenges, there is a sense of optimism about the future of basketball in whole Ghana. The national president of Ghana Basketball Association outlines plans to develop grassroots programs, increase participation, and attract more investment in the sport.
And we are very confident that what is important is that we are building a very solid foundation. Anybody who comes after us would have that foundation laid. So then it's not now that you're going to lay the foundation. You just have to put up the superstructure and we are gone. We believe that the foundation will be solid enough for us to put up the skyscraper or the story building that we want to put in Canada.
One of the coaches also shared his vision for developing young talent through under-13 programs and creating a 3x3 court for kids to play and learn.
I'm too big to play competitive basketball. So unless we have these young ones showing interest in the basketball, it dies out because the old ones fade out and they cannot compete with the younger boys from other places.
Okay.
Do you get me?
Okay.
Yes, that's how we can sustain the basketball here.
Okay.
Involving the young ones. As soon as they are involved, you see that it moves from stage to stage. You come up, you join the grown-ups, you start to get better and better, and then you replace them as they fade out.
A FIFA agent also expressed its commitment to supporting sports development in Ghana, with basketball being a key focus area. As we look to the future, it's clear that basketball in whole has the potential to thrive and become a source of pride for the region.